At the 2015 Adidas MLS Player Combine in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Jonathan Yardley and Diego Pinzón with you from the hotel where everything's going on. Started last night, continuing today. Interviews for the players with all 20 MLS teams. Some teams meet with every player in the Combine. Some only talk to the ones that are high on the draft board. But these meetings can be very influential as far as who goes where, who ends up with the right fit in their MLS career. Now, on the field yesterday, the second match day of the Combine, Diego, we had a crazy game. 4-3 in the second game. Not a day to brag about for the defenders. What is this going to mean for some of their draft stocks?
John, this will definitely affect most of these players who have had an outstanding college career, but at the Combine have not shown the same progress on the defensive side, especially in that 4-3 game that we saw on Sunday afternoon. We're talking specifically about a player like Ramon Martín del Campo, who is an under-23 national teamer, has had an outstanding career at UC Davis, but he hasn't been that very dominant player we'd expect him to be. But, you know, he's already signed. He could be very much going into the lower picks of the first round.
Now, one thing everybody wants to know, who is this year's Tesho Akindele? Player who came from Division II last year, went in the first round, had a Rookie of the Year type campaign. The logical choice? Jenan Katic, a forward from NAIA school Davenport University in Michigan. 63 goals in the last 2 years. He was also the PDL Player of the Year. He scored on Friday. He's probably got himself up in the second round, maybe late first round. But Diego, you have another guy in mind.
Yeah, that has to be Miguel Aguilar from the University of San Francisco. Not a very renowned college, but he has had an amazing performance, especially in that 4-3 game that we're bringing all the time. He entered the game as a substitute in the second half, and he immediately changed the pace the game went on because his team was down 3-1, and when he came into the game, he opened up a lot of spaces. He played through the right wing and created many chances for his team. He scored a goal and registered an assist.
Aguilar did all that while facing one of the top left backs in the draft, Jose Ribas from Creighton. Now, another couple of players we're watching are some of the guys who are unpredictable on the draft boards. One that stood out to me is Akil Barrett from Jamaica, from Tulsa. He was kind of flashy on the ball on Friday, the first day of the Combine. I think it might have turned off some of the coaches, but he was using that to set up chances. And on Sunday, he simplified the game a little bit more. He got an assist. I think he raised his stock. Diego, another guy who was good both days was Ignacio Maganto from Iona. Where do you see him going?
Well, Nacho, as he is called, of course, he could probably go as a second-round pick for New York City FC. He's a very outstanding player. He holds the ball pretty well. His precision on making passes, it's outstanding. He has already trained with the team after his Iona College season ended, and he also trained 4 years ago after the South Africa World Cup with Manchester City. So he pretty much knows the system. He's talked to David Villa. He's a huge fan of Villa, of course, being a Spaniard himself. And he's already talked to Jason Kreis as well. So he knows the system. He knows the setup of New York City FC. He could pretty much go on the second round as he's an international player.
Now, Maganto is a guy who could combine some of that Spanish flair that New York City already have with some of that local flair that they clearly have been trying to pick up. One thing to watch for with Maganto and any international player in Thursday's draft, a lot of MLS teams have already filled up most of their international slots. Every team starts with 8 international slots, but you can trade them. So for some players, they may have first-round talent, but if they're an international player, not a citizen, not a green card holder, they could drop to the second, third, or fourth rounds. That's something to watch for the 2015 MLS SuperDraft presented by Adidas, Thursday, 12:30 Eastern on MLSsoccer.com.